Okay, it's Thursday. I'm in Horsham, Pennsylvania, which is right outside of Philly, the world capital of gene and cell therapy. It's so exciting to be here. And I'm really excited to be exactly where I am right now. So I hope you saw on Monday, Biotech TV announced a new sponsor. It's an executive search firm, the best executive search firm in life sciences and healthcare, Klein Hirsch. And right now I'm with Jared Kaleck. He's the managing partner. So nice to be here and to meet everyone in person. And I cannot say the word thank you enough for your support. It's so nice to partner with you, and thanks for everything.
The feeling's mutual, Brad. We've been following you for a long time and all of your work and your interviews, and thanks for coming by today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, very cool to see the office. So I hope everyone saw our announcement on Monday, but if not, a lot of people are familiar with you. You've been in business over 25 years, but if there's somebody that's like new to biotech or new to science, at a very high level, tell us about Klein Hirsch.
Yeah, sure. So we're an executive search firm, fully focused in the life sciences. That includes biotech mainly, and also healthcare in terms of like digital health and health technology, as well as services. I think for the purpose of this conversation, we're going to focus on biotech. We built our company to really mirror our biotech and pharmaceutical partners. So what I mean by that is we're a niche-focused search firm where each individual or each team really focuses in one area. Like, you know, considering, like, think about departments that a pharma or biotech would have. We have one person or a team that focuses in each of those departments.
And one of the things I'm truly amazed by is I've learned about Klein Hirsch is that those people have built expertise over many years, and you have people that have worked at this firm for like 10, sometimes like 15 or more years. Is that right?
Yeah, I think we have a really unique culture, and it's enabled us to, you know, have a lot of longevity and loyalty from the people at, you know, are at Klein Hirsch, and we're basically a big family. We have, you know, I've been here for 18 plus years. I have friends that have been here for longer than I have. You know, people like Mark Miller have been here for 19 plus years, Randy Rangione, my partner Josh Albert, you know, been here for a long time. So fortunate enough to you know, call this place home for a long time.
That's amazing. And as I'm trying to learn this business myself, one thing that seems clear is like, you not only work with companies, right? So of course, if a company needs to fill a role, that's what you do, but you also work with people, and so you got to match both sides of it perfectly, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have to be able to match both sides. So that's really why we took the approach that we did, right? Like, I think historically the recruiting business was a bit transactional. So when we started the company in the late 90s, the approach was really, you know, focused on building relationships and getting to know your community. So by having that expertise and only focusing, right, like I do CEO and board work. So if I only focus on that, I'm going to call the same people day after day, week after week, month after month, quarter after quarter. You get the point, right? And doing this 18 years, you get to know people really well. So yeah, you are able to make that match, not just from like a professional perspective and, you know, having the technical skill sets, or, you know, the CEO has taken a company public or transacted a company, but also from a, you know, a cultural perspective. So I think all of our people do that well, whether we're talking about CEO recruitment or CSO, CMO, and beyond.
All right. What advice do you have for companies out there? One thing I love doing what I'm doing for Biotech TV is I interview everyone from like 2 people in a lab to like, you know, major pharmaceutical companies. And I think our industry, probably more than any others, that growth can be pretty explosive and happen over a short period of time. So like, what is your advice to like smaller companies as they're growing? Like, how do you work with them to make sure that they're thinking about like a year or 2 or 3 ahead of what their staffing needs will be?
Yeah, that's a great question, Brad. So we're uniquely positioned given our niche focus, right? Going back to this, there's a lot of, I would say a lot of search firms, you know, they're more sort of like you described, a 2-person or 10-person type of place. We're a 50-person, you know, firm that has core areas of expertise. So if, you know, if there's a company that wants to understand, when do I make my first commercial hire? Right now we're in phase 2. Is that too early? Is that too late? Like, we've done so many first commercial hires. Like right now we're seeing a huge need like sort of over the last 4 months for finance and legal, and that didn't exist over the last couple of years because companies weren't really going public. Now we're seeing that window open up again. So I think we're just, we're a collaborative team here. So if a client calls me and wants to understand, hey, how should I think about this biology hire? It's so easy for me to ask Allison Greenfield to jump on the phone. Or if they want to talk about a regulatory hire, Zach Spitz can join us on our Zoom or, for a meeting in person. So, we've always been a single site search firm. We have a second office in Center City, Philadelphia now, but we're really a collaborative group. We all work together. There's minimal competition. There's friendly competition amongst us, but we're really just we're a team. So I think it's, our expertise is really helpful in, in guiding companies as they're growing.
Yeah. So two big things that I heard you say are the size of the firm and also the expertise and that's been built up over time by various people and various teams. As companies out there are doing due diligence or considering like what executive search firm to go with, what would be some other advice? Hopefully for sure they'll land on Klein Hirsch, but like what would be some advice that you would give to them that these are things that you should look at closely?
Yeah, it's a great question. I hope they at least consider Klein Hirsch and we have a chance to talk, but there's a lot of good search firms out there, and I would say things to consider. One thing that you mentioned earlier was, sort of the tenure within our team. I think that's really important, especially in a niche, focused search firm, because you're constantly and consistently doing the same thing. So you really get to know your community, on a deeper level. So I think that's one thing, and you're able to provide unique insights given your relationships with candidates because of that longevity. And I think that can be really helpful for some companies. I think, of course, like past success, like, especially recently, maybe over the last year or two, things go in favor, out of favor, right? Like if you're going to ask me right now what cell therapy searches we've done over the last year, I think it's, a lot different than what we did 5 years ago. So I think, getting an idea of how recent a firm's successes have been is important. I think those are probably two things to really think about. We also don't have like a junior model where we pass on a search to, sort of associates, right? Like if you're talking to me and you're sort of buying the search from me and you're signing up to work with me, you're working with me, right? If you're going to do a CSO search and I'm going to introduce you to Allison Greenfield right away, Allison's been here for 18 years, right? If you're going to do a CMO search, depending on the therapeutic area, you're going to work with Matt Tatelman or Jeff Azarva or Ethan Schwartz, and you're going to meet them from the start. And they've all been with us for a long period of time. So that's another thing that I think about when trying to select a search firm.
All right, and then lastly, like, having been in business for so long, like how has this business changed and how is it changing? Like what are some of the key trends that you're forecasting and trying to stay on top of? Yeah,
I would say, there's some trends in terms of hiring. I hit on one a little bit in terms of like the G&A, the finance and legal uptick over the last 4 months. Just given the IPO window maybe opening. We've seen a huge shift to biologics. Everyone wants people with, T-cell engager experience or bispecific or antibody experience or ADC experience, right? Where maybe it was 5 years ago cell and gene therapy. We're probably still seeing some on the gene therapy and gene editing side, but, big pickup in biologics. I think clinicians are in high demand, pretty much from the VP through CMO level, including ClinOps and regulatory areas. Something else we've seen, I don't know if this is a trend or not, but there's a lot of companies that have been turning to us for more like confidential searches, which typically is for a replacement search. So that's something that's been on companies' minds as they're trying to top grade talent. How do they effectively and efficiently execute on a confidential search? So we've seen quite a bit of that of late.
Wow, fascinating. How does somebody get in touch with you if they'd like to learn more?
Yeah, they can email me. You can find my email on the website. It's kleinhirsch.com. My email is jkaleck@kleinhirsch.com.
Put it right here.
Thanks, Brad. And that would be the best way. Cell phone works. I might be on my website. It should be. If it's not, we'll get Lauren to get it on there, and Matt. But that's probably the best way. LinkedIn, you can find me on there. And if it's not for a CEO or board search, I'll make sure you get put in the pointed in the right direction to one of my colleagues. And then just always happy to answer anyone's questions, whether it's a candidate or potential client. Yeah.
All right. Well, great to be here. It's great to meet you, and I cannot articulate how sincerely thankful I am for your support. When we made this announcement on Monday, the number of people that reached out to me, both publicly and privately, who said, I've worked with Klein-Hirsch in the past and they are the best, was really amazing. So keep up the good work, and thanks again for your support of Biotech TV.
Yeah, thanks, Brad. Those words are awesome.
Thanks. You.